Welcome to the season finale of Leesburg Academy Builders, Season 2. The Dream Team has been working hard all year, juggling school responsibilities while constructing a stunning home for the Brewington family. Let's take a look back at this year. The year started with a dirt lot, and the community came out to celebrate the groundbreaking and the start to this amazing journey. We got to meet Marsha and her wonderful family for the first time and witness the beginning of the bond between the Dream Team and the Brewington family. This special bond has made the year and this project even more special, and it's something that will last a lifetime. And just like that, the foundation was laid and the project began. The students, under the direction of Chris, the job supervisor from Habitat for Humanity of Lake-Sumter, got started by leveling the ground around the foundation. Then it was time to put what they've learned at the Construction Academy to the real world. Their measuring, nailing, and cutting skills were put to the test. Every time they were out at the job site, their skills improved. Very early in the project, the Dream Team learned that working together as a team makes their work more efficient, safe, and easier to complete. With the exterior framing complete, the students' focus turned to the interior with months of on-the-job experience under their tool belts. In the last episode, we got to see the community celebrate the halfway point of this project at the dry-in ceremony. In this final episode, as we wrap up this season, we'll be following the team as they put the final touches on the house and then watch as the community comes together one last time to welcome Marsha and her family home. Things are moving right along on our job site. Drywall has been installed, and it's time to install the siding. The students will be installing fiber cement lap siding from Allura.
The siding was a pain in the butt. That's the easiest way to put it. We had to try not to mess up and put a nail too high and mess up the siding itself because it's just compressed concrete. You did learn different tricks and different ways to hammer all that, and you had to make sure your cuts were good. There's a little metal sheet, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but you can put that on the bottom of the wall, close to the foundation. You're gonna lay a lined piece of siding up on the side, so the bottom is flush with the bottom of that. And then you're gonna go and you're gonna drill a pilot hole at both top corners, about 1/2 inch in and down. And then you're going to take I believe it's just like a little penny nail, or a roofing nail, something like that. But you're gonna take that, you're gonna put it in one on both sides. You're gonna make sure you're flush all the way through. And then you're gonna go through and about every 10 to 12 inches, you're gonna put a nail in. And then stack so you have it overlapping.
The siding process was a little bit difficult because we had to be careful with the siding, because if we just picked it up at once, it's gonna snap somewhere, either in half or at the end, so we need 2 people. We had to take it from the ground, we had to flip it and hold it on each end. And the cutting process was pretty easy. It wasn't too difficult. There wasn't really a mess with it, but there was one more difficult thing. If you're doing the siding alone, it's more difficult to hold it up and nail it. But besides that, it was pretty simple. At first, it was a little bit difficult because we didn't have an idea of how siding would go until Mr. Chris and Mr. Russ helped us, and then we got more understanding, and we had this process that we got the siding on the table, cut the siding, and bring it on the house, and we had like 2 people nailing it. And then we just repeat, and we got done pretty quick.
So first off, let's rotate once we pass this group.
It was a little stressful at first, you know, because everything had to be like dead on and perfect. And, you know, you got a bunch of teenagers out there working all day. It starts to kind of slow down a little bit, you know, cuts aren't being as accurate. And once we really started going, it was a lot better, but at first we were trying to get the hang of it, getting stressed out, arguing with each other. But
we got everything done pretty fast, in my opinion. And we had the groups that we were with, we all knew that we had a job to do, and we would like, you know, talk and joke around, but we would get the job done.
Working with Habitat and all of them, all the volunteers, it was more or less, it was tricky because I'm used to only taking orders from Mr. Russ, not just Mr. Russ, Chris, all the volunteers. So I had to get used to that, but I did end up coming to enjoy it and pretty much do what you're asked in your set. Mr. Chris, he would, if he had an issue, you'd go talk to him, he'd explain it to you, and then when he was explaining to us as a group to do everything, he made sure it was nice and clear.
I feel way more productive when Russ is not here. You hear that, Mr. Russ? I feel way more productive without you here. Because you keep talking too much. Punk? Yeah. Wait till he hears that.
But hey, make sure that gets in the video.
While the siding is being wrapped up on the outside, more work is happening on the inside. We've got doors being hung and the cabinets are going up.
Every year I always say it's like the best team ever, and I suppose that's the way it should be. They just performed great. I think they finished stronger than other teams.
The dream team was something else. At first, we all got along really well. We all kind of knew each other. And then here in the last month or two, you know, we started to kind of argue a lot more, and we had that point where like we were all mad at each other, but we talked it out. And I mean, every team's gonna have that, but it just happened to us at the end, kind of. So, but we talked it over and got stronger. So
There's a process of conflict that every group goes through. It's unavoidable. It's just the way it is, right? Normally that happens early on in the year. Well, this year, I was like, man, they just seem to, maybe they all knew each other pretty well before they started the team for the most part. No. Then, like 2 months ago, wow, everything fell apart. It was like all these the little things, nothing major had happened. It was like little things started just blowing up that they'd just been holding on to. And I don't want to, you know, to some degree, you don't want to make an issue about every little thing that bothers you, right? So they were conflict avoiding is what it was, rather than dealing with conflict and working through it. Well, that's a big deal. So what happened was conflict avoided is conflict multiplied. So man, we had a little therapy session in here that went absolutely wonderful. I mean, kids crying and figuring this, that, and the other and trying, and basically what they were able to learn, it may be the greatest thing they learned on the team this year, was the idea of when there's conflict, that's not good or bad. It's just is. It's the way it happens, because no two people are alike. When it happens, how you deal with it will determine your success or failure in everything. Arguably, every endeavor you undertake. So the ability to handle the inevitable conflict that you can't avoid, head on and deal with it and work through it, that's not a comfortable process. Nobody likes that, right? So that's why we avoid it. But if you can voluntarily choose to address it early on rather than later, conflict's much easier to deal with.
We all did very well. We did have our ups and downs, like every team does, but we all knew how to work together because we all knew each other kind of before this. So working together, it was good, it was entertaining, like we would all joke around and make jokes about each other and push our boundaries, but you know, at the end of the day, we're a team, we're like family now, and we'll always have each other's backs. So it was nice. Because there's moments that I wanted to give up and say I couldn't do this, I can't do this, and I would go into like not a good state, like to the point where I said I'm done, I can't. But then my team and everyone helped me push through it, and that's when I learned where I limit myself and where I can push myself to the limit.
It's door day, and job site supervisor Chris is showing the kids how to properly install doors.
Boy, you gotta get to work. Boy, go. See him too? He's free. He peed a little bit. I think he's scared to death right now. Boy, we're getting to work, son. See that? Yeah. Get away. Okay. Stop. Just work. Yeah, man. He didn't want none of this.
It was good to have kind of like a chill day and be talked to, so that way we really knew what we were doing. He went into depth a lot about it because we had the full day to do it, and I don't know, it was good for us, so I feel like that's something we should have done more.
Okay, so when we're jumping on the doors, first thing is you need to prep things. And so
To me, I've done doors before, so it wasn't really anything new, but that was one of the more hands-on because they showed us how to do one door, and then they like put us in teams and sent us off to do our own. And it was only 2 of us per door, so there was more for us to do.
So when Chris was teaching us how to install doors, it seemed pretty straightforward. But you know, you miss 2 days of not showing up, you kind of get slow and you don't remember everything that was said. And me and Tucker, we were assigned to put on a door in the back bedroom. And that thing was just a pain in the butt. We couldn't get it to line up, be level, anything like that. But eventually we did get it with a lot of help, so.
Who thinks these doors are a little more complicated than you thought when we started today? When you get them right, listen, the satisfaction factor is freaking awesome. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. That's the motive. I mean, yeah, you want to get paid, but you also want to take some pride in your work. When something's tricky and you can do it well, I mean, you feel good in a way that money can't buy. I didn't think about it, John! Big John!
The work on the job site is on schedule and moving right along. The exterior of the house has been painted, we've got the cabinets hung, and the trim is being painted and installed. The students are working as a team to divide and conquer tasks to get this house finished on time.
make sure when you bring them in, they're all just like that. Yeah, Mr. Russ, we do it right the first time.
So I was more painting the trim. You have to do that a good amount to really get that good final coat on there, but it went up quick. The guys really knew what they were doing, and I feel like the closets were the hardest part just because it's such a small space. But other than that, that's something that flew by.
Right.
At first, I had no clue what to do, and then I started to get productive, and I actually saw progress being made. That I'm actually doing more things than like if I got done with one task, and then I would just stand around. But now, if I got done with one task, I would go around the whole house and see if anybody else needs help or like if they need water or anything.
Sometimes you can take a spot just so it's more manageable on the saw. You know, I'll take a handsaw, just like cut it here or something, just to have a manageable piece, especially since you're waiting.
My favorite moment was the end, because it shows how much progress we got done and all the sweat and blood and everything, and like up and downs we had with problems with the siding, with painting, like everything came to a good outcome.
Thursday.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
My favorite moment on site would probably be when last time we went out to the house. It was me and a few others. I think it was 5 or 6 people all together. And we took about 45 minutes away from our actual work time, and we just sat in the kitchen and talked and joked around and all that, and like pretty much what we're doing now, explaining what could have been better and everything like that. That was probably my favorite.
Today is the big day. The keys are handed off to the Brewington family, and everyone is here. The cheerleaders, the band, the folks from the Lake County School District, private and public partnership, plus the city of Leesburg. It's a great celebration, and everyone is feeling wonderful.
Thank you guys so much for being here. This is a very exciting day, the best day of the year to be able to celebrate the students and our homeowner on this beautiful property with all these wonderful people. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for bringing some liveliness here to us.
Thank you guys for being here. Man, this has been an emotional journey. I've had some ups, I've had some downs, I've had some good times, some bad times. Seeing all of you here makes it so much better. I would like to first thank my God, my Almighty, for His strength, for giving me to keep going.
You listened to the students as they were passing the keys along to the family. They talked about how they grew together as a family. And the students, you know, it's so much more that we teach than just, you know, construction, than just swinging a hammer. It's really building a family. It's really learning how to work together.
I've heard lots of our students, especially on the Dream Team this school year, really say like, wow, this is why I get up each day. This is why I come to school.
My favorite moment was just being there with the family and spending time with them and seeing the kids just being like having fun and just running around and seeing their new home. It was very special, and I would never forget that moment.
My favorite moment was the final ceremony, seeing how happy everyone was, seeing all the community supporting us, and seeing this final work that we did over the year, and just seeing how happy the family was to have a home of their own. It was really something special.
We want this to be a part of this house to plant your roots. Thank you for joining us this season for this incredible journey that the Brewington family has taken. And be sure to join us next year for a new edition of Leesburg Academy Builders. Leesburg Academy Builders and this project is made possible by a lot of hard work and dedication of folks. First off, we'd like to thank Habitat for Humanity of Lake-Sumter for their dedication and all the volunteers. And we'd like to thank the Lake County School District as well as Leesburg High School, the educators, and the faculty. They've done a tremendous job. We'd like to thank the people at the city of Leesburg who've donated the lots and who have spent hours upon hours to make this project happen. And plus, Romac Building Supply for sponsoring the home. If you would like to participate with the Leesburg High School construction program, please contact Danielle Stroud at Habitat for Humanity of Lake-Sumter or Linnea Weissman with the Lake County School District. please support construction education.
From foundation to rooftop, romance got you covered.